Sanbonani Dumelang Absheni, hello and welcome to Tsa-Sgela with Kgau. My name is Murunga Kgau, but you guys can call me KayGee. What do you do, baby? I'm your host with the most, doing the most. In today's episode, we have, people who gym and Kamo, they are doing quantity surveying. So it's just a Mazda, in the whole thing. But as you guys know, if you want to be featured on this podcast, you can send us an email at Tsa-Sgela1@gmail.com. And please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and we have to make sure we get there before this year ends. Lang understand? Yes. So we're going to get started with the person of the moment. She's a trialblazing certified quantity surveyor who embodies perseverance, resilience, and passion. Born and raised in Tembisa, she has shattered glass ceilings in the construction industry, leveraging her expertise to drive success. A fitness enthusiast with a keen eye for details, she brings a unique blend for technical acumen and personal drive to her work. Join us as she shares her inspiring story, insights, and everything that you need to know about being a fitness and health kind of a person, and then Kamo, you're doing construction and quantity surveying. Kore is a whole story. So she'll tell us why, where do they hlakana and connect. So, hi ma'am.
Hi.
Are you fine?
I am good.
Okay.
Good.
Please introduce yourself because I didn't tell them who you are, so you can.
First of all, thank you for that. Wow, amazing resume.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my name is Katlego Mamabolo.
Okay.
AKA KATZ.
KATZ.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you said, I am a quantity surveyor.
Okay.
And I am a fitness bunny. And I am a Herbalife distributor. Yes, so that's my resume in summary. Obviously, you went into detail.
Pella, we have to. Pella, these are people's bios, professionals. We have to be professional. So we're going to play a game.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you questions, and I hope you are very prepared because these questions, those questions, you must remember what you were doing in university and what you are doing because there's no way, you can't remember.
I hope I can.
You have to, Pella.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but you are a certified.
It's an everyday thing.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about 14 questions. This simple. You just have to listen carefully.
Okay.
Yes. So the first question, Eri, what is the term for the process of measuring and calculating the quantities of materials that are needed for a construction project?
Rates?
Should I say?
You can say it.
What is the term for the process of measuring and calculating the quantities of material needed for a construction project? And the answer is there, but it's just a process.
Quantities.
Mara, it's a process.
Oh.
You are very close, but it's a process.
Surveying.
No, it's a process.
Measuring.
Pelona, you are telling me what's in the question.
No, but now, okay.
Oh yeah.
In Varsity, maybe it was called differently.
Yeah.
Now we just summarize and say rates or quantities. So I have that terminology of my workspace.
Your work, okay.
So I wouldn't really remember what I did
in Varsity
8 years ago.
So the question is quantification.
You see?
But that's why I said a process.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
These are very technical, so
yeah.
Excuse me if I forget.
Okay. The second question. What is the document? Document.
Okay.
That outlines the scope, the timeline, and the budget for a construction project?
A tender or a BOQ?
What's a BO?
Bills of quantities?
More about a brief.
No.
It's not.
It's a tender.
Okay.
Brief, aka tender.
Okay. Pella, we got them from Google, so. And yes.
That's what I'm saying, that in the workspace, it's a different, there's a different term for it. And then in Google, they will probably say a universal language. But, universal, we're not the same as the UK and the US. In South Africa, a brief would be called a tender.
Okay. Okay, we'll give her that one. So you have one out of KATZ. Number 3, ne?
Okay.
What is the term for the process of analyzing and managing construction costs? The process of analyzing and managing costs with construction.
On paper,
I think.
It's bills of quantities.
Bills of quantities. Okay, more about cost control.
Hey, I'm getting my own work wrong.
Okay, number 4. What is the document that provides a detailed breakdown of the costs associated with a construction project?
Would be program of works.
And what you said before. This is what.
Bill of quantities.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 5. What is the term for the process of evaluating and selecting contractors for a construction project?
Say that again.
The process of evaluating and selecting contractors for a construction project.
Okay, that would be tendering.
Yes. Oh, no, you know them. It's just for when you are. Okay, number 6. What is a document that outlines the terms and conditions of a construction contract? Before you say, you know what's funny? Some of the questions, there's answers there in the questions, but it's fine.
Say that question again.
What is a document that outlines the terms and conditions of a construction contract?
Okay.
Document. You find the terms and conditions.
Okay. It's a tender, but obviously a tender has different different parts. So I would say it's either the scope of work or the form of offer.
Okay. I'll give you that one because multi-contract.
Yeah.
And sometimes offer.
So a contract for us in a tender document, there's where they give you the scope of work of the work that you're going to do, and then they give you a form of offer.
Oh, okay.
So that to say, okay, this as contractors, this is what our offer is to do the scope of work.
Okay. Number 7. What is the term for the process of managing and coordinating the various stakeholders involved in a construction project?
I hate these questions.
You can't hate them. Why are you hating them?
The process of managing stakeholders
and coordinating stakeholders.
I don't know.
But
maybe I forgot.
But project management.
Oh, okay. Construction management, project management.
You forgot.
I forgot.
What is a document that provides a detailed record of the construction project's progress and the costs?
Say that again.
A document. It provides a detailed record of the construction's project's progress as well as the costs.
Program of works.
Mobile a site diary.
Really? But the side diary, they actually look at the program of works. So how it works, side diary. Side diary is for on site.
Okay.
The program of works is a document that you get prior to anything starting. So it's an estimated thing. So if, let's say in the tender, it says the scope of work is going to last you 6 months. The program of works gives you in detail, okay, we're going to start with site establishment, digging of the foundation, excavating, and all that work, those activities must be in 6 months. So now, it's going to for this activity, for site establishment, it's gonna take us 3 days, and then from that 3 days, what do? The next step, excavation. It's gonna take you how many days? From the 3 days, 6 days.
6 days, yeah.
So that's already 9 days.
9 days, yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying side diary comes
After. Okay.
yeah,
Hi, Pelatina.
during the construction work. So side diary is just like diarizing what happened on that day.
On that day, okay.
Did you do this activity according to the program of works?
Okay. We learn every day, guys.
Yeah. So sometimes the question, it can be something else, but on Google it's just like, nah.
It's not make sure. What is the term for the process of identifying and mitigating risks associated with a construction project?
Risk management.
Yes. Number 10, a document that outlines the final costs and payments that are associated with a construction project.
Payment certificate.
Okay, mobile final account. So maybe it's the same.
Same, yeah. Probably the same thing, yeah.
Okay, we are done.
Ooh, those were very tough. They were very tough questions.
So it's up to you guys. You guys will tell us in the comments if this person is really
knows the work.
Because I'm sure you guys can count her. I'm sure she got maybe like 2 or 3. I think 2.
Out of 10 questions.
Out of 10 questions. So
wow, that's embarrassing.
20%.
But be lenient, guys. You know, I'm old.
Okay. So, let's start with how you started, kind of in quantitative surveying. Obviously, you had plans and you had interests growing up, and very quantitative surveying. It's not like you woke up one day and you're like,
I want to be a quantitative
exactly surveyor. So can you give us a brief summary of what was the background and how did it start, Nji?
Okay, so I didn't even know what quantity surveying was until I got to Varsity, to be quite honest.
Okay.
My passion has always been fashion.
Okay.
Styling, like being a stylist, basically.
Okay.
And I grew up styling everybody in my family, whether it be dressing up, dressing down for a wedding, to a point where I started also designing my own clothes.
Okay.
Through my grandmother, of course.
Okay.
Shout out to Gugu. So that's where the passion started. And because I grew up in a very traditional household.
Okay.
I was told that fashion is something I can learn every day.
Every day, yeah.
I can't go to school for that.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, walk. So I then dabbled in trying to become a doctor. That was my first dream. I want to become a doctor. I was young. And then I saw blood. I was like, nah. This is not for me.
It's not big show.
It's not for me. And then I started, because I understand the world of fashion, and I started dabbling in drawing.
Okay.
I then was introduced to a subject called EGD.
Okay.
In high school. And that's when my love of engineering as a whole came about. But I wanted to become an architect because of that. Because and I got distinctions in that subject. So my educator at that time was like, why don't you become an architect? Like, you're really good at just drawing. Like you have an eye, a 3D eye for like the future, like building something from scratch. I think also that came from my styling, because I can build something from scratch. So yeah, architect, I fell in love with it, and I started actually drawing a couple of buildings, and there was a project that they gave us of actually building what you have done in school. So I got a distinction in that project, and that's when I was like, yeah, maybe this is
something you want
something I want to do. Grade 11. I think what made me step back from architect is because I forgot to apply. Because with architect, you have to apply in grade 11.
Okay.
And you can't just apply and wait like other subjects. You have to create a portfolio. And at that time, my educator had left and couldn't really help me with my portfolio. And some of the work that I had done was gone with him. So, yeah, I couldn't do my portfolio, and I missed the cut of actually applying to become an architect. Fast forward, and then I was like, okay, architect, chill.
Yeah.
Civil engineering. I was like, okay, this can work. But to be quite honest, that was my mom's dream.
Civil engineering
was my mom's dream.
Okay.
And I think everybody knows that when you are in a Black household, and when they say you will do this,
you will do
it.
Exactly. You definitely
at the time, I was still young. Like, I believed that making my parents happy was gonna make me happy as well. And unfortunately, I only found out that a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So let me just say I was like a late bloomer.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Grade 12, civil engineering. Like, it was a standard thing.
But don't you think for civil engineering, it's a bit similar to architecture?
It's tied in. It's different.
Yeah, but
it's different things. It's just tied in because we all work in the same industry. But the architecture is the designer.
Oh, okay.
Then after the designing, civil engineering. Then after civil engineering, quantity surveying.
Oh,
like
okay. It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process. Okay. Like step 1, step 2, step 3 type of thing.
Okay.
So matric came, did very well, but there were certain subjects I didn't do well in that civil engineering needed.
And what are those subjects?
Physics. Oh, it kicked me. So I took the decision. This was my decision, by the way. I think the first decision I've ever made alone that I could say I'm accountable for. Is taking a gap year and not furthering my studies, but polishing.
Okay. Rewriting in a way.
Rewriting.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I rewrote, but because I am a perfectionist.
Yeah, it was too much.
I was like, I don't want to rewrite just physics.
Yeah.
I want to do Afrikaans and I want to do English. And I also want to do maths because I got a C in my math. Yes, it's okay, but it wasn't good enough for me. So I went to rewrite all those subjects and I got a distinction in maths, which I wanted. I got a distinction in English, which I wanted. I got a C in Afrikaans, which is okay. It wasn't
Wow.
a bad or a cry thing. Like I wasn't crying over it, but I was happy with that mark. Afrikaans is
it's Afrikaans on its own.
yes. And physics, I got a B, which was okay. It was a start. So I went to Varsity. No, I'm lying. I didn't get a B. A B is 17. Eh? I got a C.
Okay.
60, yes.
Yeah.
I got a C for physics, which is still not good enough.
Yeah.
Considering that I wanted to either go to UJ or FITS.
Oh, okay.
So I knew it wasn't good enough. But going through that process again of rewriting.
Yo, I.
I couldn't. So I went to UJ and I knew the answer was going to be no.
No, yeah.
I went to VIT knowing very well it's going to be no. However, with VIT, it wasn't a no. It was extended.
Oh, okay.
So
it's extended program.
It was, they accepted me on an extended program.
Okay.
But I was on the waiting list.
Oh, okay. Basically, it's them saying, let's push in the ones who got others more higher than you, and then
absolutely
we'll tell you.
So it was that thing of, I can't wait for them to only say no, and then it's late for me to try out other varsities. So I was like, okay, let me try something else. Mind you, my mentor at that time was an architect. Shout out to that man who stays in Gomorrah. He taught me everything I know about
architecture,
engineering.
Oh, engineering.
So he was like, why don't you try TUT? I've never heard of TUT. I've never heard of that school. To be quite honest, I've heard of UP, which I also tried and I knew it was a no.
No, yeah.
And I went there and I was like, Eish. At that time in our generation, technical school, like University of Technology, was shied upon.
Okay,
like, It wasn't
something glamorous.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
It wasn't glamorized. What was glamorized was UJ, FITS, and UP.
Okay.
And if you were not in those schools, you were nothing.
Okay, yeah. Societal.
So TUT for me it was like, I can't. I need the big three. I need the big three. So I got encouraged by my mentor who said University of Technology is actually better than a university. Because it's more practical. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I went there with my grandmother. Shout out to my grandmother again, who actually been there
since
through thick and thin. She was there when I applied for high school, applied for primary, applied for my varsities. She was the one who was there with me. So I went to TUT and I was in the group of late applicants.
Oh, okay.
I think it was the year when, unfortunately, that a child in UJ passed because of that stampede.
Oh,
that UJ stampede.
Okay, the walk-in thing.
Yes, the walk-in.
That thing you had the line.
Yes, applying. It was. I was in that generation. So when that happened, it was a big
deal
thing. It was a big deal to a point where it stopped walk-ins. Like late application was stopped in my generation.
In your generation, yeah.
So when we went to TUT, we were scared of the same fate.
Okay.
Because UJ happened before I went to TUT. So I was scared of that fate. And I applied knowing very well that I'm not going to be accepted. I've been declined. The only thing that gave me light was VITS extended.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know what? It's fine. Let's wait because I was on the
waiting list, yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's wait. But something in my grandmother was like, nah, man, let's go back to TUT. Because I had applied before
TUT.
Yes.
Oh,
I had applied
okay.
before, but they didn't get back to me.
Okay.
So I just thought, they declined.
They declined, yeah.
I went back, got late application.
Oh, okay.
And litting, nothing.
Nothing.
So my grandmother, I was like, we can't give up that easily, you know? So we went back to TUT. But got open day.
Yeah, TUT.
Like the first day of school.
Oh.
For everyone who was accepted. So it was me just like forcing.
Yeah, forcing things.
And I was like, Kuku, but why are we going? We are forcing. Everybody here has been accepted.
Exactly.
So we went to the building where everything was done, registration and they directed me to building 21, I think, if not 21, 22, just behind the library. It was a new building. We went there, and I sat there like an idiot, because everybody here was accepted, and I am here still trying to find out if I'm in or not. And I was crying, like, that was one of the toughest years of my life. Okay, we went there and they were just calling people who were accepted to get their things to start school.
It's the massacre that time.
I was so embarrassed. And funny enough, I heard my name.
Haibo.
I heard my name. Katlego Vernus. They called my full name.
Njani.
Full 3 names. And I'm just like, Haibo, what's going on? I'm lost. I'm like, Haibo, what does this mean? So I went to the person who called your name. My name. I was like, okay, you called my name. What does this mean? Secondly, it means you're accepted. You have to go get your material and go to class. I'm like, what? I don't know that. I don't know anything. Mind you, I have never registered, haven't paid anything.
You didn't even get an email to say you were accepted.
Oh, see, I didn't get anything to say I was accepted.
When you were going there to trial?
Yeah, I was going there to just try and find out if I was accepted.
Yeah.
So I was called.
Mara, that was your answer,
Yeah. God, Prachi was just like, girl, this is your school. So I went, collected my things. I was bawling in tears. And I told my grandmother, I was like, I'm in. She's like, I told you this trip was not going to be for nothing.
Her gut doesn't,
But now, the struggle now is school fees. I'm in.
But who's going
to pay for my school fees? And imagine, NSFAS at that time, it was quarter to closing because I'm late. I'm only finding out things
today.
And everything is almost closed for financial aid. So I went to NSFAS, and luckily they took all my things because I had explained to them. And funny enough, when I did submit my stuff to apply,
you also said
I included those documents.
Okay, at least.
So when I went to NSFAS, same thing happened. You've been accepted for NSFAS, Wena. Go to school. We have your documents. And I'm just finding everything out now that day.
On that day.
Haibo, accommodation, manje. What's going to happen? Luckily, there was a new building called Junction in TUT. It wasn't res. It was student accommodation. Okay. It was new. And I went there, I applied, and I was like to NSFAS, can you arrange this? And they said, well, it's a student accommodation. We don't pay for that accommodation, but
we can
give you the money to pay. Because in our generation, NSFAS was different. They would give you cash on a card. We had an NSFAS card. That card was for food, for books, for what, for everything.
You only swipe for those things, fail.
Yeah, we swipe for everything.
Oh, okay.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different now. So they would give you a card. That card had all the monies.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to buy here, but they would say only buy at these shops.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? So, okay, sharp. I was good.
Mara, that's not good in a way. For someone who uses money recklessly, you will just be swiping.
Thing is, for some other people, it was like a jackpot. And I think at that time, NSFAS you were also allowed to take out money. It was like a bank card.
Oh.
In our time. So they were giving us money.
To just
do the most. And it wasn't that thing of banking and take out money. It was these stores can give you money.
Oh.
You understand? So knowing me and knowing the situation at home, I would buy groceries, not for just me. I'd buy groceries for my family also.
As well,
And as fast.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the most...
it was illegal.
But I feel like those are some of the things that actually happen. And some people actually renovate their houses, their homes. Some actually buy groceries for themselves and as well their family members.
That's what we did. That in my year, that group of people who got that NSFAS, that's what we were doing. Because our parents did not see that type of money before. They saw it through us. And it was that thing of, yo,
Kanti, something like this.
And they would tell you, if you don't use all this money, it won't reoccur the next year.
Yeah, you have to be finished.
Gone.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like,
you have to finish.
To make sure we finish this money. So I would buy all my books, everything.
And the
books,
change.
Groceries, even takeouts. Because Nerato reka ko Galitos. And Galitos had alcohol. Oh my gosh. So yeah, people were just doing the most. But for me and my family, it was an opening of
groceries.
Financially helping my parents.
Okay, yeah. Financial freedom.
Financial freedom, absolutely. So I would buy groceries, then buy for my family. I would do this. I know it December.
Yeah.
Daily Christmas cassettes. Yo, I would go all out. Yes, I would make my family was good for those years, and it was rewarding for me that
at least you could do something.
Okay, I went to TUT, and when I applied for TUT, civil engineering was full, but I applied for it as a second option. There was building sciences that was available, and building science was quantity survey. So it was building science / quantity survey.
So you were taken for building science, not?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was taken for building science, and I took building science in the hopes of I will be accredited
for civil to
go to civil.
Oh, okay.
Swapping for civil, but I kind of enjoyed it. I was like, no, you know what? Let me just stay. First year, guys, it was so tough. And it wasn't tough in the sense of academically. It was tough. It's the first time. I'm the first one in my family to go to Varsity alone in a different city. It's that thing of you are so used to your parents doing everything for you. Now you're alone. You have to survive. And you have to survive not only books, you have to survive boys, you have to survive friends, you have to survive drugs and alcohol because you were exposed to that. And it was that thing of, I can do whatever I want, but I have to remember my situation at home. So, obviously, I'm a young teenager. for the first time, I'm away from home. So I made bad decisions, but I was still cautious of my studies. However, I failed, I think, a subject that it destroyed me because I failed it twice.
What was the subject?
Structures. I hated this. Structures, I'll never forget it.
What was the problem with the module?
To be quite honest, I was just lazy to study. Let me be frank. I was lazy to study structures because it was hard, but it was the thing of I'll do it later.
Oh.
I think
procrastination.
Procrastination. That's what made me fail the first time. The second time, I realized that, this thing needs studying.
And it was too late, I'm sure.
Not too late, but it was hard. And I failed the second time. And then TT was like, Asisi, expulsion. I was like, I can't do that. That can't happen to me. I appealed. I was like, I'll do whatever it takes.
To come back.
Because I can't, TUT is my first and last hope.
Oh, yeah.
I appealed and they accepted
the appeal.
But on a condition. If I fail this subject again, no appeal, you are expelled.
So, let me ask, what happens when you appeal? How's the process? Are you sending a letter to convince them? Or?
You send a letter, but they also, for them to grant you that appeal, they have to look at your other subjects.
Oh, okay.
So is this person worth the appeal?
The appeal, okay. Or are they worth a second chance?
Yeah, let's put it that way, yeah. Are they worth a second chance? Luckily for me, I was doing very well.
With the other modules?
Especially my majors.
Oh,
my majors, I was getting distinctions. And structure wasn't my major. So it was like, let's give this person a second chance.
Yeah.
So when I did it the third time, I passed it, flying colors.
And what did you do to pass it? Did you study?
I just studied.
Oh, okay.
I put my mind to it and I studied. Because I knew I was capable of it. I was just being lazy. I was just being Mamabolo type of girl. So when I put my mind to it, I was like, but this is fairly okay if you actually put your mind to it.
And you actually study.
And I studied and I passed. But now I was a semester behind my other friends.
So when are your
my group, let me say that.
Your journey got delayed by a semester.
By a semester. But only for that subject.
Okay.
The other subject I was in line. And at TUT at that time, I don't know if now things have changed. It was a semester course. Building science was a semester course. So if you fail 6 months. You'll be 6 months behind. You're not a year behind.
Oh, okay.
So structures, I was a year behind because I failed it twice.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that was my situation. But so luckily, I passed. So that means that a 3-year degree, it was a 4-year degree to me.
Okay, to you.
Yes.
So now, how are you feeling when your friends are graduating? They finished, and when you stayed behind? Because obviously, in as much as maybe we're all different, and you find some people, they just accept it as it is, and they just get inspiration. Let me just study and move on. But you get those people like this thing, okay, your friends, and then like it affects them. I don't know, because you get affected by the fact that my friends, they moved on, and now you start regretting. I made. So how were you?
Obviously, I was devastated. But the funny thing was, they failed in their other subjects that I was doing well.
Oh, okay.
So it was, I don't know how it happened, but we graduated together.
At the same time.
when I was failing structures, they were failing the
other
others.
subjects.
They were probably failing their majors, and a major is a year. It's not semester. It's a year subject. So they would fail.
So it's exactly the same thing as what
we caught up to one another because we failed. We failed just like, oh, well, here we go. We are graduating together. But it was a learning curve for all of us. That, you know what? No matter what, we didn't give up.
Yeah,
it was that thing of, you know what you left at home. You are your parents' only hope. It's either this or nothing.
Nothing.
So for us, it was like, okay, let's help each other. You good in structures, you'll help me. I'm good at this, I'll help you. Da, 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 da. So I quickly learned that it's not varsity in as much as you go in there alone. It really is a teamwork thing.
Yeah.
If you find a great group of friends who will help you with their journey and yours, it works out great. And till this day, I apply that in everything I do. Yes, I'm going to be great alone, but it's great how when you do it with a team. And I'm grateful for that lesson because I managed to apply it in some of certain aspects of my life. I'm not perfect, but I apply it
everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So, okay, when you move from graduating, you finally graduated,
Finally, I graduated.
And then how is the process of getting a job, applying for jobs or internships, considering the fact that you are from a technology university? How is it? How do you think it's different from university? Because there's always this thing, perception ya hore but university, they always get jobs. Yeah, and then but technical or the college, they don't necessarily get the jobs. Mara.
Okay, so with TUT, your second year is strictly practical. Whole year.
Okay.
So your second year, you do it in a field. I think that's the distinctive part from both Wits, UJ,
and UP
and technical schools, is that your second year is practical. I think with Wits it's 6 months or something, but you still have to go to class. So with us, it was no class.
Just practicals the whole year.
Everything, your class is now paper assignments. So you have to make sure what you did on site, you put it on paper to submit as your second year, to pass the second year. So I applied for my in-service training, that's what they called it, with a lot of companies, but a friend of mine who was ahead, who I started with, who was ahead of me in 6 months. He unkensitse ku WBHO. That's when I got, I went to an interview and I got accepted. And that's when I was exposed to practical and work. And to be quite honest, it was the best. That's when I realized that I made the best decision by going to TUT. I learned a lot. WBHO really opened my eyes in terms of what varsity is.
So you did it before you graduated, or you did it after? Before you graduate. Is it something?
It's compulsory.
Oh, okay.
Compulsory. I did it in that year while I was studying before I graduated, and I was exposed to the construction world. Good, bad, messy, everything. I learned how to work with men. I learned the behaviors of construction. I learned so many things, and I was exposed to the work life that I was prepared for it when I graduated. I think that's where I matured in construction. I obviously graduated, and then I took the decision to upgrade my diploma to a BTech, which in TUT, you study for 3 years, and then because of your merits, you are then selected to apply to either study construction management for another year or quantity surveying. So that's how I switched my building science diploma, national diploma, into a BTech in quantity surveying. So that's what I did. I did that, did very well, but I almost failed because of one subject called construction law. The worst subject ever. But I put my mind to it like I did structures because I didn't want to repeat that again. And this time it's not, there's another chance. It's a year thing. It's a year course. Once off. If you fail BTech, you fail. Yo. So for me, it was like, I have to pass this subject for me to get my my degree in quantity surveying. And I put my mind to it, and it's so weird what you can tell your mind. Once you put your mind to something, you can actually achieve it. And that's when I found out my strength in, if I can actually do something and put my mind to it, I can actually do this. And that's when I found out my work ethic. My work ethic is extremely good. High. It's very high. I learned so much about myself, and if I want something, I can do it.
So when you put your mind to it, what are you saying exactly? What do you mean exactly? Are you telling yourself positive things? Are you, what is putting your mind to it?
For me, it's the opposite. The only thing I tell myself is I can do it.
Okay.
And I can do it. It's accompanied with reality. If you can't do this, you are letting not only yourself down, your family down. I think for me, that's what drives me to continue.
Your family and other people around you.
It's that thing of, I can do it. That's the positive thing. And then it's that the reality kicks in, Guti. If you don't do this, if you can't do this,
this and this and this gets affected.
This and 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 this gets affected. So it's this or nothing. You have to do this. Now do it.
And you actually do it.
And I do it. I'm very tough on myself. It's a flaw sometimes that I have, that I'll tell myself that, KATZ, yeah, you failed, but you have to keep
trying
again. You have no other choice. You have to keep going. You must. It's a thing of, Sissy, you must do it, Sissy. There's nothing else. You must do this.
Our choice.
Our choice. And I did it. I got my 2 degrees and
you done.
I did it.
What's your name? Unfortunately, we don't have enough time.
I know.
But we are definitely going to continue because we're going to do it part 2, and we have to find out the rest of your journey because we haven't even spoken about your fitness and what that. I'm interested to know, Hore, how do you move from quantity surveying to fitness to now going to the gym? Planet, we need to gym, guys. But health is wealth. So we're going to do a part 2, and then you're going to explain to us. We still want to find out your experiences in the Kanaking quantity survey field and all the challenges that you faced, and, just to know and let people know who want to do quantity surveying. But do you have any advice for those who want to study quantity surveying?
I'm going to speak to the young girl in everyone. I'm going to look straight in the camera. To those who say you can't do it, to those who say you don't belong anywhere, you shut it out. Put your blinders on, and you work, girl, because nobody's gonna save you. No one is gonna save you, and prove everyone wrong. I love proving people wrong, and prove them wrong. And obviously with my part 2, you will then learn how I got into that fitness world with the mindset that I have. So keep going.
But not only to prove other people wrong, or I think also proving yourself and your younger self wrong.
That's the first person you prove
wrong, yeah. Because there's also that other side, you can't do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The first person you prove wrong is you. Because the person you want to make proud
Is you.
Is the young you. Because you made promises to that young person. Yeah, you're going to be this, you're going to be this, you're going to be this. Now you have to make her happy, smile. And you have to let the old you, the matured you down to just make that young girl proud. So, yeah, keep going.
Thank you for that, hey? And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the next part 2 of this episode. This one is definitely going to come because we didn't finish, no?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But guys, as we've said, or as I've said before, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So please do join the family and send to your friends as well, if they want to be doctors, if they want to be quantity surveyors, if they want to learn about the fitness and health, you can watch Tsa-Sgela with Kgau every Friday at 8 p.m. and just make sure you are watching and you have that notification button turned on, because we can't be reminding you every day or Friday at 8 p.m. hour. Sacrifice that 1 hour and you'll see what's going on. So we'll catch KATZ in part 2 of the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.